So here, if we say 8 minus 8, what do we get?
X.
What do we get, offense?
We get X.
If I say 8x minus 8x, I get?
Oh, nothing. There's nothing.
I get 0. No? So I will have 4x squared. This one and this one, they are going to cancel each other out, and then I'm left with, what is 4 minus 20?
Minus 16.
Minus 16. This is going to be equal to 0. From here, we have to factorize, guys. Let's check. There's someone who's using a Nova Y70. Who's Nova Y70? Welcome.
Zandile or yeah. Zandile.
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 All right, Zandile. We are factorizing here. Welcome. Now, we have 2 terms here, and then there's a negative in between. What do you call if you have 2 terms and then you have a negative? Zandile. Zandile. Let's assist here. Tebo.
Mister.
We have 2 terms and then we have a minus in between. What do we call this? And then we want to factorize.
Difference of 2 squares.
We have difference of 2 squares. No? Now we can then say open 2 brackets equaling to 0. Or if you want, guys, you can still simplify this a little bit further. No? You can divide by 4, divide by 4, and then divide by 4. If you divide everything by 4, let's check what we get. 4 divided by 4 is going to give us what?
X squared.
X squared. And then minus, if we say 16 divided by 4, what do we get?
4.
We get 4, which is going to be equal to what? To 0. And then again, then we can go and factorize. We have x, we have x, we have minus 2, we have plus 2. And then it says x is going to be equal to 2, or x is going to be equal to minus 2. What is the next thing that we're supposed to do here? How?
Mister?
What is the next thing that I can do from here? I got my answers.
Your answers, you check with your answers or like the applicable, like are the applicable.
Okay, so I'm going to check which one is applicable, which one is not applicable. Ne? Now, how do we check which one is not applicable? We go to the original equation. Everywhere we see x, instead of x here, we'll come and put something. Instead of x here, we'll come and put something here. Ne? Now, the first value that we're going to put is a 2. So, if you put 2 multiplied by 2 plus 5, and then even here you come and put 2. So you come and type this in your calculator. Now on your calculator, you're going to say 2 multiplied by 2 plus 5 minus 3, ne? All over 2 multiplied by 2 plus 5. And then if you say equals to, it gives you 2, gives you 2, ne?
Yes.
You can come and check, is 2 equaling to minus 2?
No.
No. So this one, we can clearly see that is not applicable, but we're going to check the second one. Let's go and check the second one. So everywhere we see now, we are going to put minus 2, ne? Minus. And then what do we get?
-2.
Minus 2 is equal to minus 2. So we'll come and say between the two of them, one of them is not applicable. So we'll come and say this one here, it's not applicable. Therefore, it means our x is going to be equal to what? Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Guys, let's mark then. How would you mark a question like this one? So if we're going to mark this one, we're going to start by multiplying with the denominator. We're going to give you a mark for squaring both sides. We're going to give you a mark for putting it in a standard form. We're going to give you a mark for both values. And then for choosing, we're also going to give you a mark. And then for factorizing, we're also going to give you a mark. The mark was out of 6 here. We still good, ne?
Yes.
Okay, let's check. We asked, Tebucho, you should take us through this one here. So, Tebucho, I'm given the following. They say I should solve for x and y. What is the first thing that I'm going to do?
Uja x here means the first equation.
I should take the first equation and write it as y plus x is equal to 2. And then you are saying I should do what?
It's x is equals to 2 minus x.
X is
I
equal
mean
to
y. Y is equals to 2 minus x.
Oh, so you're saying from the first equation, I should take this x to this other side.
Yes.
Take x to this side. Ne?
Yes.
Okay, so we have y, which is going to be equaling to 2 minus x. And then we'll call this one equation number 3. This is going to be our equation 1. And then this is going to be our equation number 2. Okay, I will get a mark for doing this table. What is the next thing that you propose we do?
3 into 2.
I should sub 3 into 2. Ne?
Yes.
Okay, so it means I'm going to check everywhere I have y.
Yes. You put
Okay, let's go and check where do we have
2.
y. Do we have y here? You can see.
Yes.
Okay, let me write it
Yes.
here. So we have x squared plus 3xy plus 8 is equal to 8. So do we have a y here?
Yes.
A y. Do we have y here on this one?
No.
Yes.
On this one, then let's check number 2. Do we have a y on this one?
Yes.
Here there's no y. Then here this should be equal to 0. Sorry about that. Okay. Now everywhere we see y, we're going to substitute. Ne? So instead of
Yes.
y here, we're going to put this here. So what are we going to have? We're going to have x squared plus 3x.
3x.
What am I?
Open
What should I
bracket.
put here, Tebucho?
2 minus x
2 minus x
plus 8 is equals to 0.
plus 8 is equal to 0. Okay. Let's work with this one then. What am I supposed to do here?
Multiply 3x with 2.
This one multiplied by this one. This one multiplied by this one. And then what you get x squared. If you say this one and this one, it gives you
6x. 6x.
This one multiplied by this one.
Negative 3x squared.
Minus 3x squared plus 8 is equal to 0. Ne?
Yes.
Okay, what is the next thing that we're going to do?
The like terms.
Okay, what are the like terms?
X and minus 3x squared.
3x squared and minus 3x squared. Ne?
Yes.
So here there's a 1 if they didn't write anything. So we have 1 minus 3. What is going to be 1 minus 3?
Minus 2.
So we have minus 2x squared. And then here we have plus 6x plus 8, which is going to be equal to 0. I see that we
Yes.
have new people coming in. So we have Galaxy A2. Who's Galaxy A2? Oh,
It's me, Mr. Amgalan.
I'm Galang. Oh,
Yes.
welcome, I'm Galang. I'm welcome. So we
Yes.
want to factorize this, I'm Galang.
Yes.
What do you propose we do from here?
We multiply A and C.
So you want us to go the long way and get factors of this thing here?
Yes, that's why I do this.
Okay, can I ask us to use quadratic? Oh, guys, the other thing that I should also show you, if you look at the following, 2 is divisible by 2, ne? And then 2 is divisible by 6, and then 2 is also divisible into 8 is divisible by 2, 6 is also divisible by 2. So what you can do is to divide by minus 2,
Yeah.
divide by minus 2, divide by minus 2, divide by minus 2. And then if you do that, you are going to have x squared. I get a negative and negative, they're going to give us what? X squared. Ne?
Yes.
Yes.
And then if I say 6 divided by minus 2, it gives me minus 3x.
Minus 3x.
Yeah, and then if I say 8 divided by, it gives me minus
4.
minus 4, which is going to be 0. And then I think I can find factors of this one without going.
Mistake.
Yes.
Why ubale 0 equals to 0? Mola divided by minus 2. What happened to minus 2? Divided by 0.
Let's check it. Let's check it, Amuelang. What is going to be 0 divided by minus 2?
0.
0 divided by minus 2. We get 0. Ne? Let me clear my calculator. Okay. So we are fine, Amuelang. Ne?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. So what are going to be the factors here, Jane? It's like you are sleeping now. What are going to be the factors here?
Factors ja so re tla ka di-factors ja minus 4 tse e leng gore he re di adda or di subtracta di tlo re fa minus 3.
Yes.
Factors ke minus 4 le 1.
So we're going to have minus 4 and 1. And then we have x plus 1. And then here we have x minus 4. Like this.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. And then we get x is going to be equal to minus 1 or x is going to be 4. Are we done, guys?
No.
We're not done. We still have to get y. Ne?
Yes.
Okay, let's go and get y. We go and substitute on 3. Ne? So we have y is going to be equaling to 2 minus open bracket minus 1, or y is going to be equaling to 2 minus open bracket 4. And then what do we get if we type this in our calculator?
3.
Okay, we get 3, or
What is this?
you can't see my handwriting here.
Yes, your mistake. Handwriting yakho.
Or y is going to be equaling to 2 minus open bracket 4. Much better now. Ne?
Yes, minus 2.
Minus 2.
2.
So
Yes.
when x is minus 1, our y is going to be 3. Ne?
3. Yes.
And then when x is 4, our y is going to be
minus 2.
minus 2. Okay, how do you mark this, guys? You are going to get 1 mark for making equation number 3, 1 mark for correctly substituting, 1 mark for the standard form. Guys, you could have here, instead of dividing by 2, you could have used the quadratic formula. Ne?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you get 1 mark for factorizing, 1 mark for both x values, and then 1 mark for both y values. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are moving on to the next question. Yeah, it's 6 marks. It's 1, it's 2, and then we get 6. Now, this is the one that I was getting questions on.
Yes. That's all.
This one was a problem.
Very.
Okay. So, nature of the roots. The first question says, the roots of the equations are given as, so the possible values of x are given as by the following equation. And then determine the values of m for which we are going to have non-real roots. Now, what do we know about non-real roots? What can we say about the discriminant? Pasetan,
It is less than 0.
what happened to Pasetan? She's gone.
Yeah, I'm not gone.
Okay, you are saying when we have non-real roots,
It should be less than 0.
it should be less than 0. Okay, we're going to say that our discriminant is going to be equal to less than 0. And then remember, guys, where do you get your discriminant? Your discriminant, you're going to get it inside here. No?
Yes.
Inside the square root, you have your discriminant. Then, in other words, it means that you will say 16 minus 4m, open bracket, minus m plus 5 should be less than 0. And then we'll start to work from here. Let's get someone to take us through this one once we are here. We are going to ask, Amogelang, since you are still new, what is the first thing that we're going to do here?
Raise the multiply for m with negative m and then
Okay, let's first do that. Let's first do that. So we have 16. We leave it exactly the way it is, and then you say I'm going to multiply this one and this one.
Yes.
And then I get what?
Positive 4m squared.
Okay. After that, I say this one
And then-
multiplied by this one. What do I get?
Negative 20m.
Minus 20m, like this.
Yes.
And then they are
Should be
saying
less than-
this should be less than 0.
Yes.
Now, this is a quadratic inequality. Can you see that? Ne?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, what are we going to do from here, Amogelang?
We are going to Mr. Now I use the discriminant.
Okay. Yeah, this is what we're doing. What you are using the discriminant here.
Discriminant is equals to. Oh, I must identify A, B, and C.
So we have 4m squared, putting it in a standard form, ne? Minus
Yes.
20m plus 16, which is going to be less than 0. And then we'll go and get critical values. If we get the critical values, let's bring in Muhau. She's been out for quite a while. Muhau? She's no longer with us.
She's with us. Yeah,
No.
she's no longer.
She's not here. Ne?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's bring in Chain. Chain.
And then ra factorize quadratic.
Okay, we're going to use the quadratic formula. Ne?
Yes.
So we say we're looking for m here. M is going to be equaling to A is what?
4.
Oh,
It is
Oh.
4.
Okay, B is going to be
minus
Minus
20,
minus 20. Okay, C is going to be
16.
Plus 6.
okay, we're going to have minus open bracket minus 20 plus minus 20 all squared. And then we have 4 multiplied by 16 all over 2 multiplied by 4. Now I'm interested in the answer here, guys. What do you get as your answer?
4.
M is 4.
Yes.
Okay, m is equaling to 4. And then other m is what?
1.
It's 1. Okay, now we're going to draw our graphical method. And then here we put the smaller one. What is the smaller one? Jane, I want you on this one because it's the one that we're doing, remember? Ne? Just to check if you really got what we're saying there. So you have 1. We're going to put 1 here, and then we're going to put 4 here. Now, let's come and check here. Our A is positive. Are we going to have a smiling or a sad?
Smile.
Question.
Smiling.
Smiling.
I'm answering. I'm saying we're having a smiley face.
We have a smiley face. Okay. Now, remember, Jane, we said your solution can either be here and here, or if it's not there, it's going to be here. Depending on what they're asking us. Ne? You come and look at the
Yes.
sign here. What are they asking you here?
For values below 0.
Below. Ne?
Yes.
Yeah, if they're below, it means we are looking for this. So this is where our solution is going to lie. So we'll come and highlight where our solution is going to lie. It lies here below. So this is your solution. And then let's write it. Let's put it into writing, Jane, as we close. What are we going to have?
It's going to have 1
1
is less than x, which is less
Yeah.
than 4.
which is less than 4. Yeah, so if your solution is like this, then you can simply come, if your solution is below the x-axis, you can come and put the value here, and then you can come and put the value here, and then in between you just put x. And then we don't have something like this, guys. No? So it's always from the smallest to the biggest. You always start by being small, and then you get older. Still good, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this was the question which I got. They say show that the maximum value is going to be equaling to 4.
Yes. Yeah.
Show that
Yeah.
the maximum value is going to be equaling to 4. Now, what is a maximum value, guys? A maximum value is the turning point. Now, it's a turning point of a parabolic function. So we have a parabolic function here, but it's inside the square root. So we'll first start working whatever is inside the square root here. We're going to work with whatever is inside the square root, and then we'll say, okay, let's call that f of x. Let me write it here so that you'll see what I'm talking about. Put it here. So I'm going to write this thing as f of x is going to be equal to minus x squared plus 4x plus 12. Now remember, it's inside the square root. I haven't forgotten that. I'll come back and put the square root later. Now, they are looking for the turning point of this thing. How do you get the turning point? There are many ways to get the turning point. One way to get the turning point is to do what we call differentiation. Another way to get the turning point is to use a formula called x is equaling to minus b all over 2a. Now, I'm going to go with the one of differentiation. Just bear with me here, guys. For some of us, maybe we're going to be seeing it for the first time, but the principle is as follows. If I'm going to differentiate, the rule says that I'm going to take the exponent and then multiply it with the base here. Are you still with us?
Yes.
So I take the exponent and then I multiply whatever is there. So if I do that, it's called f prime of x. That's called differentiation. If I put a prime here, I'm differentiating. So I'm going to have 2 multiplied by minus 1, which is going to give me minus 2. And then after that, the rule says after multiplying, you then subtract 1 on the denominator on the exponent. So I'm going to have 2 minus 1. What is going to be 2 minus 1?
1.
1.
So I am going to have 1. I'm not going to write the 1 here.
Yes.
Next, I'm going to have another 1 here. If they didn't write anything, there's a 1 here again. Now, what does the rule of differentiation say? It says you take this and then you multiply it there again.
Yes.
What is 1 multiplied by 4? 4.
4. 4.
4.
4.
So it's going to be 4, and then I'm going to subtract 1. After multiplying, I subtract 1. What is 1 minus 1?
0.
0.
It's 0. Ne? Now, any number
Yes.
to the power of 0 is going to give us what?
1.
So I'm going to write this thing as 4, because it's like I'm going to have 4 multiplied by 1. What is 4 multiplied by 1? It's going to give me what? 4. So I don't have to write the 1 then. We're still good then. Eh? And then this one here, because it doesn't have an x on it. Because it doesn't have an x on it, it's simply going to disappear. Are you still good?
No.
Yellow. Eh?
What happened to the X?
What happened to what?
Siamo 4.
To the
What
X.
happened to the X?
Which x? This x?
Yes.
Yes.
X here.
Actually, we are saying, guys, remember, what's the law of differentiation? We are saying we have 4x here. So to the power of 1, we say
Yes.
1 multiplied by 4. What is 1 multiplied by 4? It's 4
4.
again.
4.
Yeah, and then we say
Mm.
1 minus 1. What is 1? After multiplying, we subtract 1. That's the law of differentiation. So we say
So
1
we
minus 1. What is 1 minus 1?
4x to the
Eh?
power of 0. Only 4x to the power of 0.
Yeah, we're going to have 4x to the power of 0. Okay. What is any number to the power of 0? That's what I'm asking.
But then, like, isn't the whole thing supposed to give you 1 and not 4?
No, this one is to the power. This one is to the power of 1. This one here is to the power of 0. Remember, these two things, they have two different exponents. Eh? Jane,
How?
remember, this one is to the power of 1. This one. You have 4 to the power of 1, and then you have x to the power of 0. So which one is going to change and become 1? Is this part here? This one is not going to change because it's to the power of 1.
How? I don't understand how they ended up as like 2 separate people.
They are separate even from the beginning.
Sure.
In between, remember, in between here, there's a multiplication again.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a multiplication. It means that even here I have a multiplication. Okay, let's start with this. This is 4 to the power of 1. Again. This is x to the power of 1.
Yes.
If we begin with, okay, we have 4 to the power of 1, we have x to the power of 1. The law of differentiation says that we're going to take this and then multiply it with 4 here. We say 1 multiplied by 4. We take the exponent of the variable.
Mr. Yes, kanjani?
Maybe let's do this. You are correct, perhaps, because we are learning differentiation for the first time. Let's do this then.
Yes.
I'm going to pause a little bit the differentiation for now, and then ask us to use the following formula. We do have a formula that we use, but I don't like using that formula. In fact, when I teach learners, I always teach them how to get the turning point by differentiation. So what we're doing here is to get what we call a turning point. If you're going to get a turning point of any quadratic, so you have the following inside the square root as a quadratic, which is f of x is going to be equal to minus x squared plus 4x plus 12. You still fine with that? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to use the following formula, which says x is going to be given by minus b all over 2a. Now, we know someone someone is disturbing us there.
Please.
Who's that?
And they are eating.
In the IT.
No, it's Samsung. Let me mute this person. I'm going to mute you. Oh, I muted Samsung. Let me unmute. Okay, let's move on, guys. So from here, look at this. You know what is your A, you know what is your P, you know what is your C again.
Yes.
What is A?
A.
Minus 1.
A is minus 1. What is P?
Positive
Plus
4.
4.
Positive 4. Okay, our formula, just like the discriminant, you remember we have a formula for the discriminant. Ne? We have a formula for getting the turning point. This is a formula to get the turning point. When you see the word maximum, they're talking about the turning point, maximum turning point. So here we're going to substitute B with 4, and then we're going to substitute A with -1. So we'll have X, which is going to be equal to minus, open bracket, we have 4, all over 2 multiplied by -1. And then if you type that in your calculator, what do you get? You get 2. Ne?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
but now remember, this is not your maximum value. Ne? This is the value that this is the X value that we are going to use to get the maximum. If you want to get your maximum, you will then take the value that you got here and then you're going to substitute it here. So if we take the following, we're going to have X. Are you still with us?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, guys, don't worry about this one. You're still going to learn it again. It shouldn't scare us. It shouldn't scare us per se, because this is what we call finding the turning point. So if you're going to find the turning point, you're going to then have f of, instead of x, you're going to put 2 here, meaning everywhere I see x, I'm going to put 2 on this formula here that we have. So you put 2 here, you're also going to put 2 here. And then you're going to have minus open bracket 2 all squared plus 4 multiplied by
Plus
2
4 into
plus 12. And then if you type this in your calculator, you are going to get, like, this is how you type it. You have minus outside the bracket, ne? And then you have 2 all squared plus 4 multiplied by 2. Is it plus 12? Ne?
yes.
And then it gives us 16. Ne?
Yes.
Yeah, but now this thing here, remember, when I solved it, it was inside the square root. Then I'll go back and put it inside the square root. So I'll say I have square root of 16. What is going to be the square root of 16?
4.
4.
It's 4. There it is. Then you have showed that the maximum is going to be equal to what? To 4. And then, as I was saying, guys, this one shouldn't really worry us that much. But I think let's try to do the following. I'm going to ask you just to check if you got what we're speaking about now. We can use any of the equations here. Let's use this one here. I want us to use this one. I want us to use this one to get the maximum. Let's take the following value. This one here. Can you see it? 1.1.2.
Yes.
Tell me what is going to be the maximum value of this thing here, based on what we just said now. That's to check if you got what we're speaking about. Can you see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay, let's try it then. Our A is 1. Our B is
Minus 6.
-6. And then what are we going to have? We have minus open bracket -6 all over 2 multiplied by 1.
1.
What do we get as our answer?
3.
Are we done here?
Oh.
Yes.
Is this the maximum value? Okay, what are we going to do from here?
Mister.
We substitute.
Mister.
Yes, Devo.
Why when I was having squared move?
Oh, no, like it doesn't necessarily have to be a square. It just has to be a quadratic. Ne? Like
Yes.
there they were just tricking us because they put it inside the square root, but it doesn't necessarily have to be inside the square root.
Oh.
So we take this 3, we're
Then
going to substitute it then.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
if we take the 3 and substitute it there, we are going to get what? Give me the answer. I'm interested in the answer. Y is equal to
-1.
Minus
9.
1.
-1.
Yes.
1.
So our value is going to be -1. Okay. Okay, guys. I think we are done for today. If you really want to check if you got what we're talking about, you can come and do the following. And then we'll meet each other again, same time, same place tomorrow.
Yes.